Imagine a world teetering on the brink, scarred by the deadliest conflict in human history. The architects of unimaginable evil now stand captured, but what comes next? Justice, revenge, or a dangerous precedent for the future? Welcome back, cinematic explorers, to a deep dive into the historical drama Nuremberg, 2023. Today, we dissect the chilling true story of the trials that sought to define evil itself. Thank you for joining me on this journey through a pivotal moment in history. We open in Washington, D.C., where Robert Jackson, an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, argues for an international tribunal. His colleague Elsie challenges him on the logistics and the charges, particularly against a country that never attacked the U.S. Jackson envisions a unified effort from the U.S., Britain, France, and Russia, setting the stage for the Nuremberg trials. He believes the world must witness the atrocities committed by these men. Meanwhile, Dr. Douglas Kelly, a U.S. Army psychiatrist, travels to Mondorf, a secret military prison. On the train, Kelly encounters a mysterious woman and performs a simple card trick for a fellow traveler. The traveler, unaware of his destination, foreshadows Kelly's own uncertainty. At Mondorf, Colonel Andrus informs Kelly of his mission, to assess the mental health of the captured Nazi high command. Andrus stresses the importance of preventing suicides, revealing Hitler, Goebbels, and Himmler already took their own lives with cyanide capsules. Kelly learns that Hermann Goring, the highest-ranking Nazi official captured alive, is among the prisoners. Andrus reveals Goring is addicted to paracodeine, taking 40 pills a day, a fact Kelly must monitor. Despite Andrus's warnings, Kelly immediately requests to meet Goring, accompanied by his translator, Sergeant Howie Trieste. Goring, speaking only German through Howie, charmingly deflects Kelly's attempts to discuss his health, even claiming to have the best physique. Kelly subtly challenges Goring's vanity, noting the guard's nickname for him, Fat Stuff. After the meeting, Kelly deduces that Goring understood English all along, using the translation delay to strategize his answers. He decides not to reveal his discovery, believing Goring will speak English when he no longer perceives Kelly as a threat. Kelly then meets other prominent Nazis, Robert Ley, chief of the German Labor Front, captured in pajamas. Ley, displaying immediate anti-Semitism, claims to smell the Jew. Grand Admiral Karl Donitz, Commander-in-Chief of the German Navy, demands formal charges or release. Julia Streicher, Hitler's director of propaganda, asks Kelly if he's a Jew and questions his Jewish profession. Kelly realizes Goring is the linchpin, the leader of a nation in exile, who binds them all together. Goring begins a strict diet and exercise regimen, leading Kelly to suspect he is training for something. Kelly, driven by a desire to understand what makes these men different, seeks to dissect evil, to prevent future atrocities. He drags Howie to a library in the middle of the night, hoping to find books on the prisoners. Kelly believes his method of making them feel hurt will get them to open up. A sudden emergency arises, Goring is having a heart attack. Kelly rushes to save him, administering aspirin and staying by his side, promising Goring he won't let him die. Afterward, Goring, in a moment of vulnerability, thanks Kelly in English, further solidifying their strange bond. Jackson's relentless efforts pay off, the Russians agree to participate in the trial. General Eisenhower's lawyer, John Amen, confirms Eisenhower supports the trial, though he still looks forward to hanging them. Despite political opposition and rumors about his own career, Jackson remains determined, stating he likes an underdog. During a Rorschach test, Streicher's intense anti-Semitism is laid bare as he repeatedly identifies inkblots as a Jewish vagina. Jackson faces a setback when Congress rejects the trial, leaving him without political cover. In a bold move, Jackson seeks the blessing of the Pope, arguing for the moral necessity of the trial. Jackson confronts the Pope about the Church's 1933 Concordat with Hitler, subtly blackmailing him into supporting the trial to avoid historical condemnation. The trial is confirmed, and Goring reveals he knows Kelly speaks English, suggesting they will be good friends. Goring promises to show Kelly a magic trick: "I am going to escape the hangman's noose." The trial is set to take place in the bombed-out Palace of Justice in Nuremberg, a grim testament to the war's devastation. Sir David Maxwell Fyfe, the British prosecutor, explains the practical advantages of the location, including the adjoining prison. Maxwell Fyfe warns Jackson that anything less than flawless victory would be considered utter defeat. Andrus gives the prisoners a chilling tour of their cells, stripped of anything they could use to take their own lives. Goring remains defiantly confident, believing his surrender was strategic, and he is exactly where he desires to be. Kelly proposes a plan to get closer to Goring, asking for his help with Rudolf Hess, Hitler's former deputy. Hess, who notoriously flew to Scotland in 1941 claiming a mission of peace, now suffers from apparent amnesia. When confronted by Goring, Hess claims not to remember anyone, feigning total amnesia. Goring asserts Hess is lying, pointing out Hess saluted him when he first arrived, proving he remembers. Kelly, eager to understand Goring, makes a deal: he'll help locate Goring's family in exchange for Goring's cooperation with Hess. Howie locates Goring's wife, Emmy, and daughter, Etta, in Veldenstein. Kelly delivers Goring's letters, and Etta innocently asks, "How is Papa?" with Kelly reassuring her he is brave. Back at the prison, the indictments are served. Goring is charged with 4 counts: crimes against peace, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and conspiracy. Stryker, defiant and unrepentant, provocatively demands a Jewish lawyer. Lay, in a desperate fit, denies killing anyone, screaming for guards to shoot him. The mysterious woman from the train, a journalist, tells Kelly the city is about to become the greatest show on earth. The prosecution uncovers a problem: the German defense will claim their invasion of Denmark and Norway was a preemptive strike. This is problematic because the British indeed had a secret plan to invade Norway, complicating the aggressive war charges. Jackson takes Kelly to the Zeppelin Field rally grounds, confronting him and demanding he act as a spy to uncover the Nazis' defense strategies. Jackson explains his motivation: the war started with laws, and it must end with laws, not just executions, to prevent future conflicts. Kelly interrogates Goring about Hitler's appeal, learning that Hitler restored German pride after World War I humiliation. Goring claims the concentration camps were initially for political opponents and work camps, not for death. He refuses to betray Hitler, even if it could help his own defense. Kelly argues with Jackson that Goring is a narcissist who only cares about himself, warning Jackson he will be outmaneuvered. Lay's mood improves, and he tells Kelly this will all be over soon, a sinister foreshadowing. Lay commits suicide by hanging himself with a towel hem, stuffing his mouth with underwear to muffle screams. Andrus blames Kelly, bringing in Dr. Gilbert for a second opinion, signaling a lack of trust. Goring reveals he was named after a Jew, Hermann von Epstein, and shares a dark family secret about his mother and Uncle Hermann. This chilling anecdote underscores his cynical view: just because a man is your ally does not mean he is on your side. Gilbert, challenging Kelly's work, states he's inclined to believe Hess's amnesia is genuine and proposes co-authoring a book. Kelly teaches Goring the coin magic trick, explaining it works because people want to believe. Goring, with chilling insight, tells Kelly he is destined for more, and he, Goring, is Kelly's ticket to being a great man, while Kelly is just a footnote in Goring's story. Kelly, as a friend, presses Goring about his defense strategy for the upcoming trial. Goring says he will take responsibility for his own actions but deny knowledge of atrocities committed by others. Kelly delivers Goring's planned statement to Jackson, recognizing the critical importance of the trial's opening. Jackson delivers a powerful opening statement, emphasizing the grave responsibility of condemning and punishing crimes that civilization cannot tolerate. When Goring attempts to read his prepared statement, the tribunal denies his request, stating he is not entitled to make a statement. The judge sternly reminds him he is no longer Reichsmarschall but merely Hermann Goring, the prisoner. Kelly discovers Emmy and Etta Goring have been arrested on suspicion of complicity in art thefts. He confronts Andrus, arguing, "We're supposed to be better than this," but Andrus claims it's out of his hands. Gilbert maliciously reveals the family's arrest to Goring, knowing Kelly had concealed it, sparking a physical fight between the two doctors. The prosecution presents harrowing film footage of the Nazi concentration camps, showing the true scale of the atrocities. The court watches in horror as images of emaciated bodies, gas chambers, and extermination methods fill the screen. Goring, visibly shaken, questions, "How's that possible?" when confronted by Kelly with the footage. Goring defiantly dismisses the film as fake, then turns the tables, accusing America of hypocrisy for bombing Japanese civilians. Kelly counters, emphasizing the difference between collateral damage and 1,200 human slaughterhouses. Kelly furiously denounces Goring as a "fat man in a cell" and predicts his execution, leaving Goring stunned. Kelly's notes are leaked to the press, leading to his discharge from the army. Andrus informs Kelly that Goring's wife and daughter are being released, acknowledging that, "We are better than that." As Kelly prepares to leave, Howie confronts him, asking if he truly believes Jackson has no chance against Goring. Howie reveals his secret: he is a German Jew whose family was killed in Auschwitz, only he and his sister Margot survived. He passionately implores Kelly to ensure Goring falls, stating it "matters more than you know" to him and his family. Howie challenges Kelly, saying, "People let it happen, because they didn't stand up until it was too late." Kelly returns, warning Jackson that Goring is setting a trap for him on the stand. He hands over all his private files and notes on Goring, telling Jackson to "finish the war." Kelly explains Goring's core vulnerability, his vanity and belief that he is never wrong. Jackson must force Goring to own the atrocities by appealing to his need to be seen as the ultimate leader. Jackson's cross-examination of Goring begins, establishing him as the only living man who can explain the Nazi Party's true purposes. Goring admits the Nazis intended to overthrow the Weimar Republic and abolished parliamentary government, believing it no longer necessary. He admits establishing concentration camps for communists, but denies knowledge of their true functions. Goring claims he had no influence beyond a certain point regarding the SS and their actions in the camps. Kelly's advice proves crucial, as Jackson pushes Goring to concede that SS units guarding camps would carry out all functions. Jackson relentlessly questions Goring about Germany's expansion into Austria and Czechoslovakia, challenging his narrative of self-determination. Goring evades direct answers, claiming he has answered if the facts do not suit you. Jackson angrily accuses Goring of trying to perpetuate Nazism through propaganda from the trial, but the tribunal sides with Goring. Jackson shifts to Goring's direct involvement in the Jewish question. Goring admits proclaiming the Nuremberg laws and signing decrees against Jewish property. Jackson presents Document 710, a decree signed by Goring commissioning Himmler and Heydrich to plan for the final solution. Goring argues the translation is not correct, stating it was for a complete and total solution, not final solution, implying emigration. Sir David Maxwell Fyfe takes over, directly challenging Goring's claim of ignorance regarding the mass murders of millions of Jews while he was still Reichsmarshal. Goring maintains he was unaware of the exterminations in 1942, 1943, and 1944. Maxwell Fyfe delivers the final blow: "Knowing what we know now, would you still follow the Führer, Adolf Hitler?" Goring, after a moment, defiantly answers, "Yeah. I would," shocking the courtroom with his unwavering loyalty. Maxwell Fyfe, having exposed Goring, declares no further questions. Jackson acknowledges Kelly's invaluable information was crucial to his success against Goring. Kelly visits Goring one last time to say goodbye, leading to an awkward moment of farewell. Goring wonders how history will remember them, asking if Kelly will even acknowledge we were human. The tribunal delivers its judgment. Hermann Goring is sentenced to death by hanging, his guilt unique in its enormity. The executions are scheduled for midnight, and prisoners will be informed at 11:45 p.m. Any requests for sleep aids will be met with a placebo of baking soda. Goring, remembering his earlier promise, takes a hidden cyanide capsule, fulfilling his magic trick of escaping the hangman's noose. His suicide sends shockwaves through the prison, infuriating Andrus. Stryker resists, refusing to put his clothes on, but Howie helps him, offering comfort in his final moments. Howie whispers to a sobbing Stryker, revealing, You have been a friend," before stepping away from the gallows. Stryker's last words are a defiant shout, "Purim Feast, 1946, before the trapdoor opens. Despite Goring's escape, justice is served for the remaining Nazi leaders. Years later, Dr. Kelly, now an author, argues on a radio show that Nazis are not a unique people, but exist in every country. He warns that if people expect to recognize the next wave of hatred by scary uniforms, they are out of their damn mind. The Nuremberg trials laid the foundation for international law, but Kelly's chilling words remind us of the eternal vigilance required against the seeds of tyranny. Thank you for watching this deep dive into Nuremberg, 2023. If you found this explanation insightful, please hit the like button, share it with fellow history buffs, and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts on the Nuremberg trials and Dr. Kelly's enduring message in the comments below.